Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody today? I am a full-blown mess right now. A full-blown mess. Yes. I wasn't even going to go live today, but I was like, I'm going to go live so I can hang out with all of you wonderful people. How is everyone doing today? We will be speaking about the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. And the title of this video is, Could This Be True? And I think you all know what I'm talking about, right? We have another player in the case. So I'm going to welcome in all of you wonderful, wonderful people. And let me know how the sound is. Does it sound too loud? Does it sound too low? I was playing with my microphone settings, with the computer settings. So just want to make sure everything sounds a-okay. So good to see all of you. Hello, Miss Kelly, Miss Jennifer, good to see you. Oh goodness, Miss Robin, thank you. I appreciate you for saying that. Good to see you. Miss Joyce, hello. Miss Haley, thank you. She says perfect. Thank you. Teresa, hello. Hey, everyone. Sky Painter, thank you. I need a community today, not sleeping at all. I am so sorry to hear that. I wish I could give you some of my sleepiness. I wake up tired. It's horrible. I sleep too much. Hello, Susie. Good to see you. Star Child, hello. Thank you for being here. Dutch Laura, hello. Good evening, everyone. Wish you all the best. Wish you the best, my dear. Thank you. Miss Carol says, pretty good. Took out the plants that needed weeded out. Sounds like you are getting some nice weather where you are. It's starting to get nice here as well. So just wish the cold breeze would go away. Hi, Leslie. Thank you for being here. And Whispering Winds. Hello, hello, hello. Miss Angel Wings. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here. NS Hippie. Hello, thank you. Kathleen. Hello, good to see you. Runs with Scissors. I love that. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Susie and Mildred. Hello, hello. And if I missed you, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you all for being here. Hello, Miss Betty and Cheryl. Good to see you. Ariel, Nature Walks. Hello, good to see you. Okay, you guys. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you all. Hi, Tash. Good to see you. Cheryl, thank you for becoming a new member here. I appreciate you. I want to say thank you to all of our new members. You guys are great, and I really do appreciate you for just growing our community. Seriously, I never thought that my community would grow this large, and I can't do it without you. And my goal is just to keep growing and have a loving, wonderful, supportive community like you guys. Thank you. Hello, Miss Autumn. Hello, Lori. Thank you. So we will be going over Jack and Lily's case. Hello, Tammy. Good to see you. And there's been a lot of different people coming out lately. It's like every month they come out. And, I just want to say that there hasn't been any arrest in the Jack and Lilly case. And they've been missing now it'll be a year, May 2nd. We've heard, this and that, this and that. And I just want to say one thing. I have a mod, and her name is Shan. She's actually a friend of mine. She's a friend of mine. And I know a lot of you are subscribed to her channel. And, I do trust her judgment, and I trust her opinion and her word. She's never given me a reason not to. So I back her up when she gives her opinion and her thoughts. I do. She's a good friend of mine, and her and I have been working on this case together since day one. And Jen, it's the 30th. So it's coming up in 5 days. Is it next Monday? Next Monday is the 30th, I think, guys, right? Yeah, something like that. Hello, Miss Joyce. So I kind of want to go over some of these documents, right? And I know a lot of you wanted me to go over the polygraph stuff. We spoke about, I think, last week or the week before. And some people were asking me questions about the polygraph stuff. And, it all says that they were truthful or they passed, right? And I know they brought in more family members to do polygraphs. Now, we were told by word of mouth from them that they passed, right? We weren't shown on the actual documents that they passed. So we just got to take their word for it, right? I'm thinking or guessing if they didn't pass, if they showed any kind of deceitfulness or something like that, then they most likely would probably be in handcuffs, right? But I do know that the RCMP, they're focusing on that particular pink blanket. The one that was found up in a tree, right? Up in a tree on Landsdowne Road. And that was found around 3:45, just say 3:45, 4 o'clock-ish on the very first day that Jack and Lilly disappeared, right? Hello, Patriot Girl. Good to see you. They may have passed. Yes. So, and there's certain questions, right? And in these documents, they don't actually show the questions. And that's another thing, right? But I'm sure if these certain questions that the RCMP had asked most likely pertain to the death or to the disappearance of Jack and Lilly. So now if they had asked, like, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly? That could be a wide range, right? Like giving them to somebody else or unaliving them not actually physically being present is what that's a wide range, right? Disappearance. So good to see you. Hey, Leslie, good to see you. And Emerald, thank you for being here. So I thought we could go over some of that today, and I would like to go through some questions as well. Now, I know that there's been a lot of talk going around, like there's going to be arrest and stuff like that. Why now? Why are they just going to arrest them now, right? Yes, they're building a case, absolutely. But if the polygraphs had set, it says that they passed the polygraphs. I mean, we can't argue with that. And, I know some people say they're not admissible in court, right? But they use those as a tool to show, hey, they were truthful in these. And they keep on doing more polygraphs if they feel that they need to do them, correct? Justin, thank you. A new member. You've been a member here for a while, haven't you? Thank you, Justin. You are my friend and you are amazing. And I am so happy that I met you. Seriously. Yeah, Justin's awesome. So I thought, oops, sorry guys, almost fell out of my chair again. So I thought we'd go through these documents and you're so funny. You sound like me. And just kind of read through some things and kind of get on the same page. Like I said, there's a lot of new players, and I feel like certain people have agendas, like our friend Durwood, right? Like our friend Durwood. He came out and he had an agenda. I don't know what it was for. I don't know, right? I've always tried to be polite and what is the word? Like professional. Sometimes I get over, I don't know, like I kind of exaggerate on things, but I get very passionate in these cases to the point to where I just over obsess about things and I don't stop. Like I don't stop, right? And like this one, I've been, like I said, I've been following this case from day one. Like I was actually in Justin's chat when we got the news that Jack and Lilly disappeared. So when we say day one, day one, right, Justin? Day one. I remember someone coming in his chat and they said, oh my gosh, 2 children went missing. 2, not 1, at the same time. And right then and there, we knew at that moment that something was not right. Something was not right. Now it's almost been a year, and look at all the stuff that we found out, you guys. Oh, thank you, Miss Haley. Thank you. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Look at all the stuff that we've found out now regarding this case. We've had family members come forward, right? We've had Belinda, she's the grandmother, the bio grandmother, come forward. We've had now, without him knowing, which would be Malaya's mother's boyfriend, come forward. Not come forward, but recorded, right? Then we had good old Durwood come in the picture, him and his son, right? And of course, Daniel himself, right? He was just all talk, right? In the beginning, all talk. And then now we haven't heard anything. And then Janie came out a few times, right? Am I missing anybody here? But, and some neighbors and stuff like that. Now, the neighbors did say that, they heard a car that night. 2 neighbors, not just 1, 2. And they said, this car was loud and this car went this way and that, went like 5 different stops, basically. So this was between midnight and 5 a.m. Now, if this did happen, which I don't have a reason not to believe that this didn't happen, what could one be doing at that time of night, right? At that time of night. What could one be doing at that time of night? I don't know. Yes, a few of Malaya's friends. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Esley. I appreciate you. Okay, so I want to get into these documents here. And let me pull them up. And I'm just going to do the polygraphs. If you guys want me to show you anything else on these documents, just let me know in the chat and we can go through them. Absolutely. So I just put in poly, so it will take me right to those, so we're not looking all over the place. Hello, nurse. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So basically, these polygraphs, this is the results, right? And I'm just going to go through these and read them all to you. And just, if you put I can't see the chat when I'm actually reading these. So I will go back and look, or Maud can tell me, hey, if you have a question, just post it. We've only had Haley and 2 friends and Cindy, who said very little, not showing her face and wave. Yeah. Well, I can kind of see Cindy not wanting to maybe show her face, kind of, maybe with her profession, right? But I don't know. I don't know. Do I agree with mom not coming out and not just coming out and doing what Daniel did and stuff, but just like coming out and saying, if you see them anywhere, please come forward. Please let me know if you hear anything, you know what I mean? I would not act like that. And I agree, it is very suspicious. Now she may have her reasons for it, but I don't know. I would not do that. I don't know. God forbid something ever happened. I would be out in the middle of the freaking street flipping out if something happened to my kids and they went missing. I would. Somebody asked a question. Was there 11 p.m. call to her mom on the 2nd? Like Friday night? I believe her mom stayed the night there. Didn't they all stay the night there on the 2nd? Is that what you're asking? Hi, Belinda. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. I have listened to everyone that has come out and talked, and we have both sides pointing, yes, at each other, mildly, but both sides are trying to say someone took them. So both sides are saying someone took them. So like mom's side and like Daniel's side, right? You know, my first thought in the beginning was that maybe someone did take them because the lack of supervision, right? They did get out and the lack of supervision. But then you have like the RCMP, they're saying there's no evidence of it whatsoever. And I know the lack of camera footage around there is very minimal. Like a lot of people have trail cams and stuff, but those don't like catch the traffic on the road, unfortunately, and until you get further down, you don't really have like traffic cams and all that. So, that was my first assumption, like someone actually took them. But who would, I understand there are people that take children, right? It seems like the RCMP, they don't feel that way. They don't. Well, for instance, they said that they don't think they're in the woods now. That's what he said on his last interview, and he says he pretty much put his foot down, saying there's no evidence of abduction. So, what do you think, Belinda? Do you think somebody took them? Like somebody other than mom's side or Daniel's side? Do you think that some random person took Jack and Lilly? I would like to hear your thoughts on that. We've heard from Patty and the uncle, I think, at one time. Yeah, that was not Patty. It was Malaya's dad and Connie. Malaya's other grandmother. I wish Patty would come out and speak. That would be great. Hi, Shan. Good to see you. Hope you're having fun and staying safe. I assume all of Cindy's coworkers would know about the case. Oh, I'm absolutely sure they do. I'm absolutely sure they do. Some people are just very private. Me, on the other hand, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I could not keep my mouth shut. Belinda says there's no reason for Malaya or Cindy not to show their faces when asking about. No, I agree with you 1,000%. I do. Just to get on the news and be like, not even, just come out and speak with the news and have them write an article. Maybe not even just show your face, just be like, if you're camera shy or whatever, but just talk with the news and be like, or just so that your children can hear your voice. Like, we love you. We want you to come home. Like I remember in another case, like Sebastian's case, and I always was like, why isn't the mom out there like screaming for her son, And he was 15 at the time he disappeared, a teenager. So, and teenagers run off. But there really wasn't any signs like that. He didn't leave with shoes on. Like, it was just strange. It's a strange situation with that, right? But with two little ones like this, it's completely different, right? It's completely different. But I agree with you. In my opinion, Daniel Martell and clan, along with Darren Geddes, are threatening. Okay, so I do know that they were following Malaya around. Absolutely. And that was around the time with the CPS when they came and got Meadow. Excuse me, like, I don't like to say her name anymore, but when they came and got the baby. So I know this for a fact, that they were tracking her down, taking pictures, right, of the places where she was living. And there was actually a video of the reserve that was taken with a drone. and they were trying to find out if she had the kids with her. And yeah, I remember that too. I remember with him telling Haley to keep her mouth shut. Absolutely. I do remember that. I do. All I've heard is both sides, apart from Wade, are going on about how they've been treated by social media. Yeah, no, it does seem like that. It absolutely seems like, a lot of people are pointing the fingers, right? And I think it's because when you come out and you have so many inconsistencies, and it's not just a matter of remembering, like, oh, I remember this happened before this. It's actually different stories, right? And I know you can remember things a little bit different and things change a little bit, but different stories, right? Is just and then they come out and are trying to say, this is what happened. This is what happened, right? Not trying to like advocate for, like, usually people, when somebody's missing, you try to think of ways. You're going to say, well, this is what could have happened. Maybe somebody took them, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to sit there and try to prove yourself innocent. That's the way I see it, right? And what evidence would there be if they were taken to somewhere nearby? I don't know, really, Tash. Like, there wouldn't be much evidence, right? There wouldn't be much evidence because there's hardly any, like I said, there's hardly any surveillance out there. There's no cameras pointing on the roads. The only evidence would be if somebody came up on the property or if they walked off the property and someone grabbed them on the road. But you got to remember the time that they actually went missing, right? If that's the correct time frame. And remember, Janie said that people are usually going to work around that time. It's a highway, right? The 289 is a highway. And she says the busiest time is, I think she said 7, 8, and 9, people going to work. So if they would, I'm not sure what time I think the bus goes through like around 7, I think, but I'm not too sure. But you would think that they would have been seen. Say they like walked off the property and they went across the street or something. Somebody would have seen something at that time of day. You would think, right? Hi, Mariska. Good to see you. M never accused D of taking the kids nor harming them. It was D. Yes, you're correct. She never did accuse him of doing anything with the kids. Absolutely. It was his family. You are absolutely correct. It was his family. That is absolutely correct. Okay. Wouldn't the footprint at the end of the driveway be a red flag? Okay. So that's where it comes in, right? The footprint that Janie told us about. We could never verify that. Remember the article? It was about 2 months ago. I pulled up an article. I might still actually have it in my email. And we were trying to verify that. For instance, like Janie said the only footprint was in the driveway. Remember in her interview, right? But Daniel said early on that the dogs got a scent at the end of the driveway. Well, the RCMP would never verify that. So we don't know if that's true or not. We don't, right? They still, not even in the documents. It's not even in the documents. They still never verified that. So I don't even know if that's true. Isn't that crazy? Like, I don't even know if that's true or not. Now we know a bloodhound was there, but the RCMP never came back and verified if the scent was actually followed by the dog to the end of the driveway. Unless somebody has an article somewhere or something that I haven't seen, it's never been verified. But yes, if it was true, it would be a red flag. Maybe it was the start. No, I'm just speculating here. Maybe that was the start of this whole Malaya gave the kids to somebody. You know what I mean? Maybe it was the start of that whole, I don't know, rumor. With both sides pointing fingers at each other, if we remove the sus statements and behavior, we would expect people who don't know what happened point. And no, I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't know. Yeah. It's very rare that someone, hi Chelsea, good to see you. It's very rare that that would happen, right? Just like with Nancy Guthrie's case, it's very rare that someone takes an elderly woman too, right? Especially from her bed. So even if they owed like a drug debt or something like that, like I don't see them coming to take kids as a form of payment. Now, what if like I've always thought too, well, maybe did she sell them or did Daniel sell them? You know, I've thought of that. I'm pretty sure everybody else did, but there would be some type of paper trail, something, right? Like say you wanted to just give your kids away to somebody. There's still going to be a paper trail or phone call log or something. They also did geo-tracking in that area. And I mean, they did pretty much everything. The only thing that I wish that they would have done in the beginning was had all three people that were on the property stay inside until they made sure, right? Instead of having them out in the woods, in my opinion. Martin Van Buren, good to see you. These children were not taken. They were neglected. Yes, we can definitely check that. That's true. Abused and then disposed of. Well, we don't know if they were disposed of. We all have our speculations. Yeah. And we're all allowed our opinions. So, hi, Roxy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Not me either. Okay. If they were taken, excuse me. If they were taken, they would be no need for no, I agree. And that's another thing, right? If they were taken, wouldn't everybody be pleading for their safe return, right? Wouldn't you be on the news pleading for their safe return? For instance, if mom knew somebody took them, I would think that she would be on the news like every single time they would give her airtime saying, if you have my children, please bring them back to me. We'll do anything. Please bring them back to me. And we haven't seen anything like that. And we haven't seen anything like that at all. Now, with Daniel and stuff, yeah, it's not his bio children, but even he hasn't said that. Now, I know Janie was the only person that said something like that, and she said it on her recording. She says, if you have the children, please bring them back. Leave them where you picked them up from. Right? Do you remember that? I think someone took them. I think Durwood or Jordan are involved, and they seem to be the only ones losing things, housing, relationships, jobs. I don't know. And that whole story with Patty asking Darren to get them out of the house too. Like, I don't even know if that's true though, right? It's so obvious that Daniel and Janie are lying to cover their butts, and Malaya stays quiet because she knows what happened. or maybe has like a feeling or something, something like that. Look at what the RCMP is doing, not what they are saying. Exactly. Absolutely. Look at what the RCMP is doing, not what they're saying necessarily, even though they say they don't believe anybody took them. Yes. And what exactly are the RCMP focusing on right now? They are focusing on the pink blanket. We spoke about this like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. They just did polygraphs, more polygraphs on this pink blanket. That tells me that they feel that somebody planted it. And that's what they're focusing on. And like I said before, if they can find out who planted this blanket, then they can probably find out who did what or who covered up something pertaining to Jack and Lilly, in my opinion. All right, good to see you, Miss Shani. Oh, you're talking to her. Okay. I can't believe Malaya hasn't spoken up. I'd be losing. Oh, yeah. No, I agree. I'm the same way. I have a feeling she will soon talk now. I hope so. I am not a KP fan, but at least she does interviews. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. If the cops say they know it's not an abduction, when they think it was an abduction, may allow people who took them to loosen up. Maybe then outside, if everyone thinks they're, yeah. But the thing is, like, they never put out an Amber Alert. They put out a vulnerable, like, missing persons alert, but they never put out an Amber Alert. So if they felt like it was an abduction, I mean, they don't have any vehicle, right? Now, there was mention of a strange vehicle in the beginning from a Karen Ponico. That was on our transcripts, right? Our dispatch transcripts. And she said there was a strange 50-year-old man, bald with a mustache, in a CRV, a black CRV. And they could never get an identification off him. But they were able to identify a black Kia Sportage that two guys were in going to fish. So there's a lot of people fishing that day, right? Okay, probably very small, 0, yeah. Okay, so let's see. You get over your camera shyness real quick when it's life and death. No, I agree. I agree. Hi, everyone. I don't understand why Malay or Cindy won't talk to Belinda or Chalsa, even if they know something. I don't, and M didn't have anything to do with it. I don't. No, I agree. I agree. You would think that they would all get together, right? And try to figure out what happened. But I don't understand that. I agree with you there. Yes, if she's involved, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, what if she was just sleeping? What if she was sleeping and what if nobody had anything to do with it? Like I said, the polygraphs say that they all passed, right? And that the kids just walked off. But there's no evidence of that either. 3 people on the property know what happened. Janie said someone did something stupid. Yes. Well, I think she was pertaining to Malaya giving Jack and Lilly to somebody. Like in the beginning, Daniel came up with this, that Malaya gave Jack and Lilly to somebody. I wonder if Janie still feels like that. I think she does, right? What about how the kids were treated? Well, they were obviously neglected, in my opinion. Either way, because they're not there anymore, right? They're not here. And then there was reports of the children having black eyes. Daniel said that Lilly had a black eye on Wednesday prior to the Friday of them going missing. And they had black eyes a lot. That's not normal. That is not normal. Excuse me. All right. When your kids are missing, it doesn't matter if they are 3 months or 6. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. You do anything you can. Says a lot about Daniel that he wasn't even an option for placement. No, I agree. I agree with that. I heard they wanted Meadow. I'm trying not to say her name. It's like I just keep slipping up. They wanted her off the property, completely off the property, which is understandable, right? Which is understandable. But it does say a lot if she, let's see. I told not to show up, but please due to search. Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't understand that in the beginning either, April. Oh, talking about you guys all getting together and talking. Yeah. I believe Malaya didn't know initially it was Feta's story that we saw initially. I believe she knows more now. And if she doesn't want to talk to everyone, at least, yeah. I wonder, there's a lot of things. My one of the things I was thinking of was, something did happen if she tried to leave, because there's a fact that she did get her car legalized on Wednesday, the same day that Lilly got a black eye, right? The same day that she did laundry and didn't remove the laundry out of the bags. So are those three things together and caused a fight and something happened? I don't know. It's something I always think about. Okay, those kids would have been seen for sure. You would absolutely think for sure. I believe this case will be solved, but it'll be a year or more. Yeah, they're definitely building the case. But I honestly believe, if they know for a fact that one of them had something to do with it, they would be trying to get them on anything right now. So they couldn't, leave. So they couldn't leave town, or like they're watching, right? For a fact that they're watching right now. So either way, they're watching. Hey, good to see you, Squiddy. Good to see you. Hi, Longing Heart. Good to see you. I have to go to new heart doctor tomorrow. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pam. I think Malaya has remained silent because she's afraid to talk. She could be, but I don't know Malaya. I don't, right? I do know what I would do as a mother with 2 children, myself, right? And I know that I wouldn't stay quiet. I don't care how scared I was. But I'm a completely different person than she is, it seems like. There's no way. There's no way I could be quiet. I would be freaking out. Now, if I knew that my children were no longer alive, or if I had some type of reasoning to believe something did happen to them, then I guess what's the point of going on the media, right? You would automatically go to the police and tell them, hey, I'm pretty sure this is what happened. I don't know where they're at, but I know they're most likely not alive anymore because of this. Then that would be a reason not to talk, right? I'm just brainstorming here. The footprint is the only thing that confirms they left in the morning, and it's only because Janie raked there the night before. That was the entire point. Yeah, there was no footprint in the driveway. other than Janie saying there was. It's not in the documents. I have not found it in the documents at all. And the scent to the end of the driveway was never confirmed by the RCMP. Isn't it? It's quite ironic, right? We were cleaning up the yard last week, and my 3-year-old fell in 2 feet. Oh my gosh. And just yelled. I don't think there's any way they walked in the woods and no one heard them. And that's the thing, right? Those woods are very densely populated. And not to mention, you have a ton of dead pine trees and just trees all over the place. You would think that if a 4 and 6-year-old were walking in the woods, they would be falling all over, tripping, getting scratched up, their clothing torn. Like in the beginning, remember, Daniel says, I can't believe they didn't find the pull-up. I can't believe they didn't find the backpack. And in the beginning, we all thought that, what the heck? Why is there a 4-year-old outside with just boots and a freaking pull-up on? I was like astounded, right? And then we found out that, he slowly started getting these different outfits, like brown shirt, brown pants, brown shoe, or you know what I mean? Brown pants, brown shirt. And then it changed to like black pants, but with white stripes. And I'm like, how does that even happen? You should know what they were wearing, because if they didn't change their clothes for 2 days, how do you not know what they're wearing, right? Because the clothes, remember, Malaya said that they didn't change their clothes because the clothes were still in the laundry bags from Wednesday night. So they were still wearing the same clothing. So I don't understand how they didn't know what kind of clothing they had on, which I thought was very strange too. This whole thing is about Lilly and Jack, and I don't care about Daniel and Malaya. I agree. It is about 2 children. Exactly. There is such a lack of news coverage. There is. I agree with you. There is. It's like maybe once a month or once every 3 weeks something comes out, if that, right, with the news. There was a dog handler on last night that said it did at the end of the driveway. She was on Shands. A dog handler on Shands? A dog handler on Shands. On Shenanigans channel? I didn't see a dog handler on her. I didn't even see her on last night. I'll have to find out. She brought her dog to the search. Well, that's interesting. Her dog. Oh, yes, that dog wasn't trained though, right? It was just a regular dog or something, right? I don't care how shot. Yeah, exactly. The only one out here fighting, but won't talk to you. It's upsetting and confusing. Yeah. One footprint was right where Janie was raking. Yeah. Yep. But it was never reported. It was crazy. It was never reported in the documents. I think there are a number of people she feels threatened by. Yeah, could be. Absolutely. Not necessarily. Okay, you guys are talking. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. I keep saying they're a bunch of lunatics. All right, let's go through these and make sure I answered everybody's questions. Daniel only pointed fingers before the dog papers fully came out. Now both are saying someone took them. That's interesting, right? That's very interesting. But don't you think if you feel that someone took your children, you would be out there pleading for the return? Like you would be pleading for the return. I've never heard, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's just so strange. She's not talking because she knows they aren't coming back, but at least to Belinda, someone who has always supported her. Yeah. There is no money trail, and they are not purchasing huge, inexpensive stuff. Yeah, there's no money trail either. Okay, let's see. I would expect the family, meaning Daniel, Malaya, and Janie, who live on the property who say they all have no clue and say they experience same thing, not blame one another. I agree. Well, the thing is, if you truly honestly believe someone took the kids, why are you going to sit there and blame one another? Exactly. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And Janie has asked to bring them home. Only Janie is asked. And she said, drop them off where you picked them up. How does she know where they picked them up, right? They could have been walking down the road. Daphne, can I ask you an honest question? Do you believe the children were there that morning as all three stayed in the first police interview? I do not. I do not. No, I do believe, this is just my opinion. It's not fact, right, Chelsea? I do believe that Thursday there was a fight. I do. I've heard rumors about him too. And I feel that something happened that night. And, but I don't believe Friday's timeline is just it's so ass backwards. I don't know. It is so ass backwards. So I honestly believe something happened Thursday night. I do. Maybe, maybe Malaya did. She went to bed. And when she woke up, they weren't there. But the thing is, there's very few details about that morning. Like, I understand you set your alarm at 6, you hit snooze, you wake up at 6:15, and you automatically check them out of school, right? Jack and Lilly out of school, you check them out. 6:17, 6:18, I believe, right? And there's no mention of, hey, I woke up, I went to go check to see if, Lilly was still coughing or anything like that. Or I woke up, got them breakfast, even to say when I woke up, they were still asleep. That was at 6:15, right? And there was nothing like that. So we don't know, like, the only time that they actually witnessed was Lilly coming in and out of the door. And that later came, you know what I mean? That later came to us, not in the beginning, because we were like, what? Now Daniel heard her shush, he shushed Lilly, and then the lock on the door. So it was really strange, right? But no, I don't. I believe something happened Thursday night. I hope I'm wrong, though. My opinion, I don't know if Lilly and Jack will ever be found, and I know what really happened. I do hope is allowed to be adopted. Yeah. Car trips during the night. Janie not following the usual routine, raking. Yeah, and that's another thing, right? Even if there was no car trips in the night, you still have the the coincidence, right? That's a day that she didn't go to town, right? What is the other ones? As a day, usually she always goes to town with Ron, but just that day. That's a day she didn't tell Malaya that Jack and Lilly were outside, right? Why? I don't get it. You don't truly know, had the same experience that morning. Why would Daniel be blaming anyone, in my opinion, because he knows? Yeah, usually when people start blaming is they're guilty of something. In my opinion, yes, I'd be on the news and newspaper holding. Oh, yeah, same here, Lynn. I would too. M talked to one creator, but she dropped her like a hot potato when she thought she was being backstabbed. Oh, Sunny is when she wrote back and forth with notes, the note things. His behavior versus the multi-stories and what he says his experience does not align. No, I agree. I absolutely agree. Mm-hmm. They haven't been broken yet, to tell the truth. Police can't seem to get them to talk. Hi, Angel Wings. Daphne, I believe 4 people were on the property. Justin was there. Yeah, I know. And then you have that one strange guy. This is right before Darren came out. And it was strange because he never gave his name, but you could tell by his accent that he lives there, right? And he was like, yeah, Justin lives on the property, and then quickly retracts that and then says Janie doesn't live on the property anymore. So I don't know if he was just trying to, I don't know what his deal was, but it was very strange. You guys remember that interview that I played? It was very strange. But he said Justin was there. A statement has always been bugging me now since she said that she said in a voice that was different from her other voice. I live in PICTOU. People don't like to admit, but Nova Scotia has a very high human. Yeah, I've heard that. A guy I used to babysit was arrested here in Nova Scotia for human trafficking, and oh God, wow, that's creepy, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, it happens a lot. I mean, even here in the States, it does. I mean, they're cracking down on it. They're definitely cracking down on it. I know the RCMP know way more than what we know. We only know like a fragment. Even with these documents, we only know a fragment. And the thing is, it's like they truly do not believe that someone, like, even, they were sold, abducted, trafficked. But if it did happen, I mean, it definitely could have, because they weren't being watched, right? They were not being watched. And I just don't understand how you can't watch your 4 and 6-year-old with a busy highway right there as well. That's scary. That is really scary. I would be phoning police every day and putting loads of pressure on them, and was advised not to talk to press. I reckon police know what happened. However, I would speak up regardless. Yeah, I know. I couldn't be quiet. I couldn't. Maybe it's the legal action Belinda has taken for the children. Maybe that's why Malaya is not communicating. Yeah, it could be. But that's just happened recently, though, right? Well, not recently, but I mean, it wasn't like that in the first few months, though, right? But I mean, I can see that, though, too. I could see that. But hey, True Crime Junkie, good to see you. I don't think the kids were at the property in the morning at all. I don't either. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree. Good to see you. You follow me on X, right? You follow me on X, and I follow you. Let's see. I still think the kids went missing during the night. I do too. I do too. Hello, Alicia. Good to see you. It's been a while. I'm glad you're here. Stopped talking to Belinda within the first week of the kids went missing. Yeah, it was real close. Deleted contact. Yeah, it was like, I remember because she blocked her on Facebook or something, right? Every interview Daniel has given the police will be looking at every second of what he's saying. RCMP said nothing is off the table. Yeah, they did. They did. Missing kids, Amber Alert. I think a lot of people do, right? When they see Amber Alert, they automatically think that it's a children missing. It's a child missing. And that's when you hear Amber Alert, you think there's a child missing. Look, most people say you got an alert for a just a missing person, right? But if you actually got an Amber Alert, you're going to take the time to actually look at it. You're not going to swipe it away. So I agree. Yep. That was because of Lana in the beginning. Because of Lana. I think so, yeah. I think so. If the RCMP thought it was an abduction, they would have needed the public's help. They never said or thought it was an abduction. That was a narrative, Daniel. Yes. I remember in the beginning, Daniel had said that Malaya gave the kids to somebody, or somebody took the kids. And then it turned into Malaya gave the kids to somebody. But if it's an abduction, if the adults know where they went. Exactly. Not really, actually. Not really. But don't you think they would have already went and grabbed the kids? You know what I mean? They would have already found out where Jack and Lilly are. And if the RCMP knew that one of them, or even both of them, gave Jack and Lilly to somebody, they would both be in jail for that, because it's not legal. Like, it's not legal to do that. You know what I mean? DM was the last person to see them. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, right? We were told that Jack and Lilly were outside until dark. Same with Janie. Janie said that she went in at 8:30. Daniel said he went in at dark, right? 8:30. So how the heck did you not see them go inside? I don't understand that. Yeah. Detectives still state they would not put an Amber Alert out. They know there was no reason to. Yeah, because there was no vehicle. Just makes me sad. Everyone's split. Helps. Yeah, and it is sad. You know, everybody needs to work together. And that's the thing. If you truly, honestly have no idea, if you have that little bit of somebody took them, then work together. You get more done by working together than separately. You do. Like, put your differences aside and work together. In my opinion, white or gray short Scout could have been looked bald at the time of driving. Yeah, true, Lynn. Very true. Hey, Damien, good to see you. I think it would probably be a good thing if they were all able to talk. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They passed the polygraph. Maybe questions like, did you kill them? Well, I don't think they did, but something happened. Yeah, we know that Daniel said his questions were on murder, right? That's what he said. They were on murder. And Malaya's, I don't know. It doesn't list their questions, like missing, I guess. It is very sad, you guys. It is very sad. Other areas of Canada have called in Amber Alerts without meeting the criteria. However, that is usually the decision made by whatever department is handling at all time. Yeah. Do you guys think they should have put out an Amber Alert? Polygraphs aren't reliable. Yeah, but they're a tool that the police use when they go to court, though. You know what I mean? Like, when they have a trial, it's a tool to help them, like, say, hey, well, or, you know, attorneys or whatever, whoever's using the polygraph results, right? If they're false, if they didn't come back truthful or whatever, it's a tool they use, even though they're not admissible. Did they pass, though? Police are allowed to lie. Well, it says on the paperwork right here that they were truthful. I mean, these are the actual documents, like documents, and it says they were truthful. In my opinion, Cindy knew a whole lot more when she was in the back of that ambulance, and that's why she left with Malaya and the baby that day. My opinion, Cindy knew a hell of a lot more when she was... Yeah, and I know her mom was probably like, you need to leave here now. Hi, Melissa. Good to see you. I think they need to go back over all pings from cell phone towers on Thursday night. Look for similar patterns happening on other days. Yeah. I know they did the most extensive search ever, and they used geo-tracking. They had radar. I think, didn't they even have horseback? Didn't they even go through there on horseback? I swear I heard horseback. They used horses too. Like, they did so much. It's wild. They really did. They worked hard. to try to find Jack and Lilly. At least in this case, I believe RCMP had enough to at least believe abduction is very unlikely. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I absolutely agree. In the beginning, I thought Janie did something since she was the last one to hear the children. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta fix my glasses. Yeah, it's just very strange because she said that she hears everything, right? In that camper. She hears everything. And then decides not to go to town that day, decides not even to let Malaya know that they're outside. I mean, that's not her job to let the mother know that her children are outside, right? And it's tricky. Hi, darling. Good to see you. Strange how Malaya and Daniel pick a creator to speak with when in reality they both should be in bits and the whole case is odd. Yeah. The first vulnerable person's alert was localized and almost 3 hours after they reported missing. That's a long time, right? And I heard some people didn't even get those alerts either. Something definitely happened on the property. Yeah, the raking thing is just freaking weird. I'm sorry, but it is. It is. Nobody does that. I don't know what. It's a very strange thing to do, The RCMP said they all passed. RCMP may be holding back information to make them all comfortable, so they slip up. Well, I do know that there is still a lot that is right there, redacted, right? And this is, whose is this? This is Daniel's, right? This is the newest documents. It's still blacked out right here, which these are the questions, obviously, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, Roman numerals. So they're the questions. Questions. Oh, this talks about Janie's physiology, but questions. So I would love to know those questions. I can't see Malaya sleeping that whole time because she recorded the kids absent from school early. She had Meadow in the room with her. One of the TV. Yes. Yes. Hold on one second. Yes. So you wake up at 6, you hit snooze, you wake back up at 6:15, right? Picture that. Picture yourself laying in bed. Your alarm goes off at 6. You hit the snooze. You're like, shoot, I'm just going to sleep for 15 more minutes. It goes off. There's just a few minutes, right? A few minutes goes by and both Jack and Lilly are checked out. There's no time to get up and actually go check on them, right? There's no time in between that. I mean, unless she gets up and goes in the room and checks, but we were never told anything like that. Like, for instance, Thursday morning, it was a slow morning. We got them, breakfast. They watched cartoons, and then we went out. But nothing Friday morning at all, other than Lilly tried to open the door. So I agree. It's very strange. Our CME dog handler, Daniel, we think you did something. Yes, I think there's something up with that too. I honestly feel that's something. Why would they taunt him like that, right? I know some people say, well, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. But would you really taunt a parent of a missing child, right? If it's not think about this. If it's not a criminal case, would you sit there and try to upset a parent that is, well, I mean, he's step parent, right? But still, somebody in relation to the children, would you try to upset them even more if you didn't think that they were guilty of something? There's just something to think about, right? Durd once said that Janie would do anything to protect Daniel. Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. Yes, the property was a health. Oh, yeah, the property was definitely a health hazard. They should have made it a province. Oh, I agree. I agree 1000% with you, Damien. They definitely should have. Daphne, why is it that when you post a video, 2 videos post for us to view? It's StreamYard. They do a little long one or a vertical one, a little long one. A vertical one is some people like to watch the verticals, and then horizontal, which I like to watch horizontal, but some people like verticals though. That's why it does them both. It's like a new thing with StreamYard. Justin, I think the dog handler was onto something. I do too. You guys want to watch that video? I like that one. Yes, Daphne, they're definitely, oh yeah, they are watching. Oh, thank you for 10 years of good luck. I haven't heard that in so long. Thank you. Yes. Do not. I've always thought that D removed the kids thinking M would stay. That's a good point. That is a very good point. Because I had the feeling that maybe she was trying to leave, hence the vehicle being registered on Wednesday. Hence, I heard a fight, and maybe they were fighting because Lilly had a black eye. I don't know. And then maybe somebody overheard a conversation, or maybe she just told him, "Hey, I'm leaving. I'm done." Right? And he's like, "Oh, hell no, you're not. You're not taking my kids." So maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But they just got into a fight. Why would they just tell the cops that? I don't know. Maybe they both got something to lose. But what if that was the night she finally decided to stop being quiet? Yeah. And will not talk to anyone as she doesn't want her info shared by those she may talk to. Fortunately, she may feel that trust was broken. Yeah. Get some. It's not about it is about your children. I wonder what came out when Malaya was in the hospital. Is she talking? From what I've heard, yes, she has an RCMP liaison. So from what I heard, I could be wrong. Nature, why did you? Oh, you're talking to. Okay. Rest of that truth goes. Mine is broken now, and she knows it. It's sad that it's. I'm sorry. Like, I feel bad that that both of you, because it seemed like you really cared for her and vice versa, before. And it's sad that the trust was broken and both of you aren't talking anymore. It's really sad. Family, should always try to stick together. I mean, I know that you're Jack and Lily's grandmother. Like, you guys should always try to, stick together and talk and figure things out. I don't know. I'm so sorry that it's happening. Even Dee probably figured out M wouldn't leave the trailer in case Jack and Lilly came home, in my opinion. Well, yeah, no, I agree with that. Because who would leave if your children are gone unless you know that your children aren't coming back, right? Daniel mentioned there was a bear. That was his initial narrative, but one bear wouldn't take. No, I know. That whole bear thing is just crazy, right? Malaya told me the same thing, Daphne. Oh, wow. Wow. Jeez. Don't blame you one bit. Yeah, that sucks. I also wonder if they locked outside at night. Yeah, and I thought about that too, right? Because if nobody actually, but then Malaya said that she got them tucked into bed at 10, but then you have Daniel say, "Hey, I didn't know they were awake." But yet he said he checked on them at midnight, which would have been 2 hours after Malaya got them tucked in bed. So something with that midnight, checking on them at midnight is just freaking weird. I think it's a good idea for people to go back over things said in the past, little things. No, I agree. It's always good to go. That's what the detectives do. They go right back from to the beginning when they're trying to figure out a case. Annette changed to Daniel, said couldn't tell us what the kids were wearing. Exactly. I spoke to Millie and I haven't broken her trust. The truth will come out. No one knows how they would react unless it happened to them. I want to know if I'm close to like guessing what happened is right. I just have that feeling like something happened and because somebody was trying to leave. Drip feeding, yeah. Why didn't they find the back? And that's the thing, was the backpack and the boots and the pull-up planted, right? I remember us talking about that in the beginning. Yeah, there has to be somewhere out there, right? You would think. Daniel quote, if you find my 2 shirt sweaters with the kids, yes, that was a big red flag in the beginning. If you find my 2 shirts / sweaters with the kids, then that immediately, to try to plant them, right? But he found those sweaters. He found those sweaters in his house somewhere, right? How do you not clean or change your children after 2 days? Yeah, no, I agree. It was on Shars, a dog handler. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Thank you for letting me know. So she said the dog handler said that, hold on, let me fix my mic. My headphones start hurting my ears. She said that the dog actually got a scent at the end of the trail. The dog handler did. I'm sorry, I'm way behind. It was Anissa's dog, Anissa L. Okay, the girl that the woman that comes in your chat, right? So I don't know how. What did she say, that she got a scent to the end of the driveway, or it was her bloodhound, right? How do you not change your clothing and still not know? No, I agree. How do you not change clothing and still not know what they're wearing? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Miss Linda. I think M doesn't want to answer why the kids have black eyes or clothes that haven't been changed in 2 days. She really needs to take a deep breath and talk to the police. Well, I think she is talking to the police. Now I can't confirm 100% but I do know that she has a liaison with the RCMP. I know. I don't. The reward, yeah. I think Malaya didn't have anything to do with the disappearance of her kids, and she has to be quiet while police carry on with the investigators, the prime suspect. Yeah, the only thing that I can think of, if I knew that my children were unalived by somebody, right? What's the point? What's the point of talking? If you think about it, right? What's the point of anything? You see what I'm saying? That's the only possible explanation, in my opinion, for a mother not to talk, is if she knows for a fact that her children are no longer alive. If that's just my opinion. If I felt that my children were abducted, I already told you what I would say. I would be pleading. I don't care. I would be pleading until I was blue in the face for their return. To date, I have seen not one single person that has been innocent not plead and fight for the missing loved one. Yeah, I agree. In these cases, and they're a lot alike. They are a lot alike. These cases are, and they all have pretty much the same turnout. Just some are more like out there than others, right? Like this case, you have two children, not one, two. And then like Nancy's case, you have an elderly woman, 84 years old, like spent her whole life in that house. Not whole life, but so why now, right? Also with Jack and Lilly, why now did this happen to them? Why that Friday morning? That's a big question, right? What was the motive like to not motive, what was the reasoning behind this to happen on that day? Like what happened in the week or 2 weeks prior to their disappearance, right? Real and repeated pleas for the return. I have only come from Belinda. I think Janie said it. Yeah. Yeah, Janie said, drop them off where you picked them up. But I don't know how she knew where she picked them up from. Oh, look at the little picture she's got on her. That's so cute. Let's see. When Daniel turned on the bedroom light on midnight is when he was getting rid of the kids, in my opinion. A lot of people think that, yeah. Or making, yeah. That's so weird. I just can't get over that. When I heard that, I was like, who does that? And then some people were trying to gaslight me, like, I'm like, I see if you turn on like a night light or a hallway light or something and check on them, but not a light in their room. Yeah, and through discussions, yeah, maybe. I think Malay was genuinely confused and upset in the initial review or interview. I don't think she was honest, but I think someone fed her the story. So, yeah, she could be doing that because she didn't want CPS to take her baby. Yeah, I agree. Dee said Lilly came to the door 3 times. How did he not see her? No, I agree. Well, and that's the thing, right? He said she came to the door and he just shushed her, right? And I'm like, well, if she came to the door, was she trying to tell you something? Like, was some strange person in the house? Like, why didn't you ask? Why didn't you get up and go find out why? What she wanted, right? I don't understand that. Like, why would you still lay in bed? And the thing is, too, how do you not know what she's wearing? Also, how do you know that she's still not sick? Because remember, he sat in the vehicle with the RCMP detective, and he said he told him that he would have sent Jack and Lilly to school that day. That they weren't sick. Well, the thing is, he never saw Jack that morning, right? And you only seen Lilly by her opening the door a few times. So how do you know she's not sick? She could have been like not feeling good at all. Remember, she was sick. So why didn't you get up and see if she was okay, right? Or tell her mother, hey, go check on Lilly because she's trying to come in the room a few times. She might not feel good because she's been sick. Like, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree. Someone said last night she had a pink shirt. Yeah, pink shirt and pink pants, right? Checking the kids out. Do you call? Do you log online? How do you do that? I'm not sure what. That's refreshing to hear, Daphne. Lots of creators are quick to jump on people who don't believe the same thing they do. Your chat is, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I like everybody's opinions, right? I like to hear everybody because that's how you figure stuff out, is when we all have different opinions and different ways of thinking. I don't criticize anybody for thinking differently. And it actually makes me think when someone like says something different, right? It makes me like, I don't know, if, like change my mind, or maybe it makes me think of things in a different way or a different perspective. I love that. Oh, thank you. If the relationship was bad, why were the kids there when there was a family members that could not get Malaya and the kids out and the abuse was not reported? I don't know. And that's the question, right? That is a question. I can't answer that. I cannot answer that. Well, we heard that CPS was involved. It was involved. I don't know what was going on with that. And then that file was lost, which I find to be quite convenient if that's true, right? Very strange. I agree with the Thursday night. They couldn't explain dinner time, bedtime. Yeah. Yeah, nothing. Very strange. Like everything started getting wonky after they got, like, we don't know if they had any of the poutine that was ordered on the way home. Like, did you know what I mean? Did they watch TV? We heard they went outside. Janie said that she did see them that night because she came out of her trailer or RV and said she said both of them were playing with bugs or something that night. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. But things started getting real wonky right after that. Hi, Wendy, good to see you. That line from Daniel that Lilly popped her head in to say, "Good morning, Daddy," could have been a lie. Yeah. Yeah, could have. And then added on the lock rattling, and it's so freaking strange. Why wait till 2 kids are missing, then tell a story? Yeah. Yeah. You guys are talking to each other. Okay. Daniel admitted to those car trips that night, but he said he was partying. Am I right? Yes. No, wait. That was Darren that said Daniel admitted to it or something, right? Somebody help me out here. I'm pretty sure Darren said Daniel was partying. I don't think Daniel actually came out and said it himself that he was partying, which is freaking weird. Like, how are you partying? Like, you're going to like areas where there's like not even a house, right? Like the spots he went to, like one by Landsdowne Lake, one by Larrick Road, like the corners, right? And then went to the top of McLeod and the 289, and then back down to Lansdowne Road and Gairloch. It's so strange. They experience the same thing. Nobody clear RCMP won't give her Daniel info. They collect info. Stories, behavior don't match. Just like Maddie's soda case. Oh, that case is horrible. Oh, it's sick, huh? It's so sick. Lori, she used to use the phone to contact the school. The school probably has a link for absences. Yeah. How many days was it? 41 days? Wasn't it 41 days missed school? Hi, Wendy. Thank you for being here. Malaya stays quiet because she's guilty, just as guilty as Daniel. Yeah. The truth will come out soon. Truth always comes out. If he was driving back and forth, where is the car? Did they burn it, hide it? That's the million dollar question, Mariska. Where is that car? I've heard stories that it was burnt. I don't know if it's true. There is actually a burnt car close by, but I don't know if it's the car. I don't know if it was checked out. I don't know if somebody drove by there to see if it's, I want to say the VIN number's gone off of it. But that was, 6 months ago? Something like that. Why did Malaya say she woke up around midnight and Daniel was doing drugs in the bathroom? Yeah, that was it midnight or 4 a.m.? It was one of those. Why does it say on Malaya's text that right here? Hold on, let me find it. Malaya's text. This is where I find is weird. Right here. It says, I heard, wait a minute. Oh, Daniel was sleeping beside me the entire time from 6:11 to around 9:40. But remember, Malaya woke up at 6, hit the snooze, and woke back up at 6:15, which is only a few minutes, right? So wouldn't you just say Daniel was still sleeping, right? When I woke up, wouldn't you just say Daniel was still sleeping instead of Daniel was sleeping in this time frame? I thought was really strange. And why was Justin so beside himself? Yeah, that's something else. Why did she go to town with Ron when she has her own car? True. Very true. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he drove her or something. But I was saying, well, maybe they used Janie's car, but Malaya just got her car uh, legal, so they wouldn't have to. So very true. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, 3 people said they heard kids that AM. In my opinion, why didn't anyone get up to tend to them? Exactly. Especially one that's sick. That's what I don't understand. Like, what if she was choking on I mean, she had a cough, right? Does she have any other symptoms of being sick? So, I don't know. Does she have any other symptoms of being sick? And also, there's one question that I would love to know the answer to, is when that video call happened with Cindy. This one question: did Daniel walk in the room when that video call was being made? That's what I want to know. I thought there was a Justin that lived with them. He searched for a day or 2 with them, and then he left for Ontario, and no one ever heard from him again. Where did he go? Okay, yes. So there's a Justin Smith, and he was like a neighbor who lived at the Lorda campground, and they actually searched the septic tank there, which I thought was quite interesting. But he left the area. He was like split from his wife, I believe, at the time. And I kind of heard rumors, but I'll just leave it at that. I don't know if he went to Ontario, but maybe if you heard that. But he wasn't living with Janie and Daniel. He lived nearby. And then there's also a Justin brother who was Daniel's brother too, if that makes sense. But there was a lot of conflict with that one because you had people saying he did live there, and then you have people saying that he never lived there. So there's a lot of, it's sticky in that area. Not even half of us have. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate you. Try to get your live. Oh, is Justin live? It's already 7. Oh my goodness. Yes, it was said in the beginning that Justin was staying there as his wife. Yes, absolutely. As his wife, and they're having problems, but Justin has never spoken out, never said one peep, nothing, which I find to be strange. Don't you think like he would stand up for his brother, right? You would think he would come out and be like, hey, my brother's telling the truth, or like, you guys need to stop. My brother's doing everything he can to find Jack and Lilly, but nothing at all, you guys. Yeah. And they all were drifting. Yeah. Dozing, right, Marky? So freaking weird. I've never seen so many people dozing in my life. Yeah. How convenient. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes. DV in the home, financial is fraud, child. Yeah. Yeah. Missing over 40 days of school. That's crazy. 40 days of school. That's nuts. I've thought everything and every possibility, but I don't think Emma was involved in the disappearance at all. Not even a little bit. I know many will disagree. No, that's fine. Everybody's allowed their own opinion. It's fine. Excuse me. I feel like sometimes I think of that. Maybe she feels that they're no longer with us, right? And that's why she doesn't talk. That would be one reason I would. Why say anything? Why do you know what I mean? If you feel your children are no longer alive, but you got to prove that something happened to them, right? And maybe that's what's going on now behind the scenes. And maybe she doesn't want to, by speaking out, if she says the wrong thing, it could mess up the entire case type thing. See what I'm getting at? So that's a possibility. Because if you say the wrong thing to somebody, or if one of the people involved gets a hint that you're talking, and could tick them off, right? Tip them off to leave or do something else. But I see what you're saying, though. Absolutely. I agree, Damien. I've been open to all possibilities and stay open-minded. Hasn't changed much since the beginning. We are finding organ harvest. Oh my gosh. Organ harvesting. Isn't that crazy that happens, right? They make a lot of money off that. A lot of money. One from Mexico, one business in Arizona. In Arizona. Oh my gosh, Mariska. It's freaking crazy. I agree with you based on, okay, yes. Nova Scotia has a high rating for many bad things. The small towns have a ruler that controls everything, that seems to control like puppets. Seems good, but don't let it flow. Isn't that sad that that type of stuff happens? And it's so beautiful there. Like, I've done a lot of research. Like, I've never been to Nova Scotia. I've been to Canada, but never to Nova Scotia. And I've done a lot of research there. And I was just telling somebody, I was like, I get to know these maps that I work on for my cases. And it makes me feel that I've been there, right? Because I know the areas, I know the streets, I know what streets connect to what. It's sad. It's really sad that this stuff happens there. I lean that way too. I mean, she could, like I said, if she was told not to talk, right? Maybe they are working on the case, and if she does speak out, that could tip somebody off to running or something. Just something there. She didn't stop talking. She completely ghosted. Yeah. Only stopped communicating with Belinda almost instantly. She didn't even tell Belinda herself. Yeah, it was instantly, because yeah, she might have stopped talking to Belinda. She didn't want to. Yeah. I mean, Mad Dog still thinks they made the right choice by not issuing the Amber Alert. Yeah, he does. Hi, cool. Good to see you. He does. I agree. She's not talking because she doesn't have the acknowledgement of, at least. Just like in other cases, not everything makes perfect sense, but when multiple things don't make sense, behaviors before something goes missing, behaviors after means something. No, exactly. When you have all these things that keep adding up, right? Like what Justin just listed, it paints a perfect picture of a disaster. It tells a story. Might not know why it happened, right? But I mean, you can kind of guess why it happened, but I know Justin's brother. Wait, I know Justin is the brother, but there was another guy that slept on the Chesterfield for a couple days. It was mentioned at the very first, and nobody heard from him again. Okay, so not the brother Justin, but the Justin Smith, right? You mean the guy that lived at the Lorda campground? Slept on the Chesterfield. I'm not real sure. I know Justin Smith didn't sleep there. He was right down the road, though, like at the campground. That might be what you're talking about, maybe? Different people act right. No, I agree. Okay, you guys are talking. So too many Justins. I know, it's definitely too many Justins in this case. I've also thought that Malaya may have been taking a sleeping pill. Yeah, I've also considered that too. Or like anti-anxiety or something like that to make you sleep. To me, her interview is, yeah. When you take those kind of medications, you pass out and like don't hear shit. Like you're out, right? No one stayed there. other than Justin. Yeah. Leah is not innocent in this. She has guilty knowledge at the very least. Might know what happened to a point, maybe, if anything. If Malia ghosted because she suspected those she ghosted, wouldn't she have been yelling at them to give her back her kids? I just, I mean, like Damien said, like we all act differently, but I just, maybe she knows that her children are no longer coming back, right? There's no reason to beg and plead for your children to come back. If you know for a fact that someone hurt your children, yes, you want to find their bodies, but you're not going to go out there and actually, but would you have your family go out there and search, right? For instance, we know that her mom and her friends and stuff like that, family, they went out and searched. So would you have your family continue to go out there and search if you knew that they were no longer alive? Well, maybe to find the remains, right? You don't want to find the remains. So, I mean, it's tricky. It would have been, even if Malaya didn't have knowledge, she lied for them. You're talking to Chelsea. Let's see. You're talking to Chelsea. Not surprised. Fighting. It was a great, yeah. My opinion, Malaya was very drugged up by Daniel. Yeah. Could have been. Absolutely. I understand your view. I hope they are too. You know what, guys? Give me a minute. Let me see. Where is that? I want to find that interview with, because I would like to play that, but I don't even know where it's at anymore. I've got so many interviews saved. Where's it at? Actually, I might have it here. 1 second, guys. Let me look for something. Here it is. Let's watch this interview again. I think this is, let's see here. I'm not sharing the screen, am I? Yeah, I am. Let's watch this real quick. This is the RCMP's last interview. And it's really good. Because I think he can kind of tell you what, who's the dark-haired younger guy between 20, hi Julia, dark-haired guy, younger, like between 20 and 30-ish? Dark-haired guy. Well, Daniel doesn't have dark hair, really, does he? I'm trying to think who you're talking about. Let me think on it real quick.
I believe that with hard work and the work we're doing and the information.
Is this the one with yes. Okay. This is the most recent interview. And I think it says a lot. Lied to Daniel about passing. I really want to see those questions, you guys. Was she had already surrounded by family, friends, and support, time and grieving? Yeah. In the case of missing children, Amber Alerts, and whatever. And not talking, she's their fault. Yeah. I don't understand. We don't know how we would act. I don't understand saying we don't know how we would act. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. I guess, I don't. All right, hold on. Put on the caption so you guys can see this.
Together, we will find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
All right, 1 second, guys.
Staff Sergeant McKimmon, with the case of Jack and Lilly, what's the latest?
We continue to gather information and work any direction that that there's more information to gather, review that and look for more opportunities. We continue to take in tips from the public and to review and move forward.
Is this case criminal?
Right now, we're gathering all the information. Once we have all the information necessary, we'll make decisions on any criminality that may.
Is this case turning criminal? And he says, we'll make decisions on any criminality
be relevant to the case.
That may be relevant to the case.
Are you treating this as criminal?
Again, we gather all of our information in any of these situations to a judicial standard in case there is information that identifies criminality. And that is part of our job, is to gather all the information so that we can make good decisions with it.
Can you explain how that works under the Missing Persons Act?
Well, basically, the Missing Persons Act gives us the ability to get judicial authorization to pursue different, more private information that we can then gather to review for any tips or leads, directions to go to find more information.
The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, has also indicated that recently his DNA sample was taken. Why now?
Because it was the appropriate time, or we felt it was time to collect that information, of course. Sometimes DNA doesn't necessarily, not because anybody's a suspect, but to maybe we may find DNA in places where we expect it to be found, and we need to be able to eliminate people. So it's something that we do, especially in missing persons cases, that to collect that information, make sure it's safeguarded.
My mic was off. To eliminate people. Well, now I know that Daniel had given blood, but we know, well, we pretty much can take a pretty good guess that that had nothing to do with Jack and Lilly's disappearance, right? The blood that was given wasn't for Jack and Lilly's disappearance, from my understanding. Jen asked, what's going to happen at the next court date for Daniel? Well, this last one was just an arraignment, so he's probably going to, like, I don't know, plead again, maybe. It might go to trial. So 5 days. I think it's next Monday he goes, next Monday.
Are any of the children's family members considered suspects in this case?
I wouldn't say anybody's a suspect. Again, we continue to gather information and whatever evidence that we are able to find, and we'll make our decisions based on that. But we are not in a position to really comment on suspects or anything like that.
Not really. Not really. Right? Not really a suspect.
This time.
Do you have suspects?
Again, we're working the investigation. I can't comment in detail on where we're going because I have to maintain any integrity of the work we're doing. Anybody in the public who has information that can help us with this are asked to please engage with us and pass that information along so that we can work with it.
What do you think happened here?
I'm just going to pause it real quick so I can answer this question. If I can read it. The very first interview Daniel did, he said Malaya asked him, should I call 911? And when I looked at Malaya, she said she just called 911. You can go back and listen to it. Daphne has it posted. Yes. There's a couple different statements like that, right? And Malaya said that I don't think Daniel really knew when Malaya called 911, to tell you the truth. And but he said that at one point he said, yes, effing call 911, right? And then when she said, should I call 911? He says, well, just wait a minute. And that's when he said, I ran up into the woods to the kids' cabins. They got little forts up in the woods. It only took like 10 seconds. And then he ran back down. And then another story was when he ran back down, Malaya was still texting or something. After she called 911, she was messaging, he said. And then he said, yes, call 911. So there's like a couple different posts on that, which I find is quite strange as well, right? But yet the searchers said in the transcripts for them, the searchers on the dispatch said that they told them that Jack and Lilly had been missing since 8 o'clock in the morning, which I thought was quite odd. RCM were quick, had drones up within 10 minutes of them being, yep, they sure did. They were quick because they were right down the road at Eden Lake. Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not going to comment on what I think. As a professional investigator, we have to base our direction on evidence and information. So I'm not here to comment on my thoughts, and I'll allow the information we gather to make those decisions.
From the beginning, RCMP has maintained that this was not an abduction. The families believe that it could have been an abduction. Do you think that that's a possibility here?
Well, if that were something that took place, we will gather the information and we will pursue that, and we will pursue any charges related to anything like that that took place. However, again, we don't have any direct evidence of an abduction or anything like that at this time. So
you're not pursuing the investigative avenue of an abduction?
We will look at.
He's quick, right? He's quick to rule that out. But he says, and again, well,
in all avenues of investigation. I'm just, that's not evidence or information.
That's not evidence or information
that we have directly at this time.
Like, he's like, I don't know. From the looks of him saying that, it's like, he's like, no, right?
Why not?
Oh, there could be a number of reasons for that. We may not have found that information yet. There could be a member of the public out there that has a key piece of knowledge that we haven't managed to bring forward yet. There could be a number of reasons for that, and the other one being there may not have been an abduction. So there may not be evidence out there to gather. Again, that's why we have to let the information we gather dictate our decisions and direction.
The families say that on May 2nd, they were told by an RCMP member on scene that an Amber Alert would be issued, and that did not happen. Why not?
I can't comment on the commentary that may have happened between a member and the family at the scene. But when it comes to the Amber Alert, the criteria for an Amber Alert wasn't met. We didn't have the necessary pre-qualifiers to issue an Amber Alert. However, we did issue vulnerable persons alerts related to the disappearance of Jack and Lilly, and that was the appropriate kind of direction with the information we had at the time.
Looking back, was that the right call?
Yeah.
Have mistakes been made in the handling of this case?
I'm very confident in the work that the RCMP's done on this case, from the initial response that was within really minutes, and people on the ground searching property within a couple of hours, and the continued investigative effort by the investigators. I'm very confident in the work we've done. No, I don't believe we've made any huge mistakes, and we continue to put effort in to try and resolve what's happened with Jack and Lilly. I'm confident in the work the RCMP's put into this file.
What's taking so long?
Well, the sheer volume of information that's come in is a big part. And, investigations like this take time. We've had over 8,000 videos that we've had to review and go through. We've had over 1,000 tips from the public, and each one of those tips have to be reviewed in detail, and steps taken to ascertain the veracity or whether they're accurate or not. And that all takes time, and you have to do it thoroughly, and you have to document it properly. So larger investigations, they take a lot of time to do, and we have to take these steps and make sure we get our everything in a row properly to move forward.
At this point, do you think those children are still in the woods?
We've done an extensive ground search using all technology that could be available to us, including drones and penetrating radar for the ground. We've had human remains detection dogs out there, and our ground search and rescue volunteers covered extensively the area around where the children were missing. So I think the chances are low. However, there's always that possibility that they may be in an area that just we haven't been able to find them. It does happen. It's happened. So I would say that the chances are there is a slight potential they're still in the woods, but we're following up on every lead we can to try and ascertain.
Hello, Just PG. Hello, but did Daniel say the dog handler said that about Thursday night, or is it recorded somewhere by the dog handler? He absolutely did. Daniel said that Thursday was just an ordinary day. And I could try to find that interview. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me play the rest of this out, and I could try to find it.
No.
So if they're not in the woods, where could they be?
Well, again, that's that is the main goal of what we're trying to accomplish, to find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
The court documents suggest that RCMP are using technology-based techniques. What does that mean?
Basically, we're looking at whatever technology is out there to assist us with our work, whether that be during the search phase with the drones and the side scanning lidar and radar, or whether that's through the use of different analysis products or other tech options, whether it be the use of video review programs that do things more efficiently, which we have done. You know, there's just looking at different ways to do our jobs more efficiently and to gather the most evidence possible.
In the early hours of May 2nd, we know from the court documents that 2 people in the area heard a vehicle coming and going. What can you tell me about that? Is that substantial evidence here?
We have followed up on all those areas, and you know, we're confident in the information we've gathered, but I don't really have any direct comment about that situation. We've you know, it's part of our investigation, and we'll continue on with that.
So you're not saying that it's not relevant?
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area the morning that the 2 kids went missing. We have to consider.
It's obviously that it's something that happened in the area the morning that the 2 kids went missing. I thought that was interesting. It's something that happened. He didn't say it's something that didn't happen, right? So it's something that happened. Just Peachy, I found that interview. I could play it after this. I just want to read this too. Daphne, the RCMP can lie to people. Yes, absolutely. Just because it says they passed doesn't make it true. RCMP have lied in other cases, including doing Mr. Big. Yes, I have read about the Mr. Big that they do there. No, I completely understand that. But the documents that I have, it says that they passed. I mean, I don't know. Would they give us a fake document that says they passed when they really didn't? Or, you know what I mean? It's for their record. So, I mean, I got to take it at face value, what they gave us. It's a court document. So it came from the courts. The media got it from the courts. And, I mean, you just got to take it at face value, right? Now, those questions that are blacked out, I mean, it could say, are you Daniel Martel? I mean, those could be the questions, right? Now, I do know that they've obviously added more to these documents since then. They had to have, because they've done more polygraphs, right? So we don't have those. I've tried. They haven't released those yet, but I've tried to get them. So when they're released, I will definitely try to get those so we can go over them. But now they're not. That's the last documents that we were able to get. Those ones were just updated until July or August. I think that was the last time it was updated. We don't have the updates from there on after, if that makes sense, right? But, you know, we just got to take them at face value. I just want to go over something with you guys real quick until I play the rest of this. So what are the key requirements for an Amber Alert in Nova Scotia, right? It's only activated for the most serious, which this is serious, time-critical child abduction cases. I want to read that again. An Amber Alert in Nova Scotia is activated only for the most serious time-critical child abduction cases. For an alert to be issued, 4 key criteria must be met. It says a confirmed abduction of a child under 18 or mentally, physically disabled person, a belief that they are in imminent danger, and sufficient descriptive information available, meaning a vehicle or a person, right? So here are the key requirements. Confirmed abduction, law enforcement has confirmed a child under the age of 18 or person with proven mental or disability has been abducted, which we can confirm one of those, right? That's they're under 18. Imminent danger. There's a reason to believe that the victim is in danger or serious bodily injury or death, which you could say this about this case, because if they did walk off, then they are in imminent danger, right? But then it goes on to say descriptive information. There is enough descriptive information about the child, captor, or vehicle allowing immediate broadcast to assist in recovery. And that's where it splits, right? There was nothing to indicate, there was no information about a vehicle or a captor in this case. And then it goes on to say time critical factor. The alert is issued within a time frame that provides a reasonable expectation of safe recovery. So what we're missing here in this case is a descriptive information. So there wasn't a captor or a vehicle. And it says it's not used for runaways. Amber alerts are not issued for cases involving runaways or typical parental abduction unless there is a life-threatening situation. Let me read the last part to you. Typical parental abduction, Amber Alerts says. It also says provincial operation, only law enforcement agencies can authorize the activation of an Amber Alert, which are then distributed through the Alert Ready system. And then it says how to register. Just thought that was interesting, you guys. Let me finish playing this out here. Oops.
Consider that a relevant thing to follow up with and look into, but I'm not suggesting that's creating us to consider criminal action or anything like that.
As we approach the 1-year mark, is there any sense that this could become a cold case at this point?
I can't really comment on that. The information and investigative work will dictate that. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a cold case. This is a case that needs to be solved. So we will pursue every avenue available to us to ascertain what happened with Jack and Lilly.
So as of right now, it remains very active.
Very active. Very active. Yeah.
Do you think this will be solved in the near future?
I hesitate to put any timelines because, as I said, this is a large investigation, and this, as you've identified, there's a lot to it. It's not an everyday kind of file that's fairly simple and straightforward. So I hate to put a timeline on it, but I believe that with hard work and the work we're doing and the information we're gathering, we will find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
Okay. Hold on one second. Oops. Oh, that's their birthday party. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. I'm grabbing that video real quick. I swear I had it in my history here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Here we go. This is the one that Just Peachy was out. Don't want to play it yet. There we go. My computer always wants to play stuff without me being ready. Okay. Okay, you guys, let's play this. And then I got to get up and put my chickens up because it's dark. My 3 chickens that are left, you guys. All right. Hi, Miss Joyous. Good to see you. Good to see you. Remember, Malaya said the kids were excited when she was getting them ready for bed. What were they excited about? Yeah, they were excited and hyper, right? Hyper and excitable, but she was able to get them tucked into bed. One thing my kid isn't at bedtime is excited. He's 5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Was she planning on leaving? Was she definitely planning on leaving? And something happened there, right? A fight broke out, something. Like if you try to take my child, I'm going to take yours type thing, like Janie was saying, maybe. I don't know. All right, this is the one interview I wanted to play real quick. Let me do this real quick, you guys. Yes, and she said there were a few days. Yep, working with the dogs. I definitely want to see that. Okay. I'm going to put on closed caption for you guys. Give me a sec. All right, let's play.
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything.
So what do you make of the fact that they are bringing the cadaver dogs in?
Well, I'm actually pretty happy about that because it's been about 3 months I've been asking for them, and it's just been delayed I guess till now. But I know things take time and dogs are hard to get.
So what does this say to you? Because I mean, they are dogs searching for human remains.
Well, I know that it's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but I'm pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it. I even hope that they bring more than one dog if they have access to more than one dog.
So what are you happy about? What do you hope this will bring?
I would just like to see maybe the social media speculation theories and accusations, maybe they're not going to stop, but slow down, because at this point they're getting ridiculous.
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess, that they're hard at work.
Do you think it will rule things out?
Yeah, I think we'll rule a lot of things out. Rule out that the RCMP are, working hard, and there's no human remains on the property.
Is there any piece of you that's preparing for the fact, like, what if they do find something?
No, because I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
Why do you think that they're not possibly, why that they didn't possibly wander into the woods?
Well,
I think that's a really strange thing to say. We didn't kill any of the kids. Like, who says that, right? That's just so weird to say. Nani, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I put in please bring me home a link, and I want to post it. I want to post it here. So if you are in the area, there's 406 people watching right now. And if you're listening from Nova Scotia and have the means to search, if you want to search, please reach out to them. I'm going to post it here at the top of my screen for you guys. This is their website. You can go sign up. Even if you want to donate, I know a lot of us donated the other day to the searchers for food, for drinks, for stuff they need, because they're going to be going out there again to search. So if you want to go to their website and donate to them for help searching would be wonderful. Or if you want to donate your time, that would be fabulous. Even just to help to hand out food and maybe give somebody else a chance to go out and search. That does have the means. So, okay, let's go on with this. This is where he talks about the dogs.
the amount of resources that were used, and I mean, for everything from drones to helicopters to classified technology and all the searchers on the ground. I mean, searchers on bicycles. They did everything. On the pipeline, they took in ATVs and Argos and side-by-sides. They used everything they could.
Tell me about, what do you make at this point of the investigation of what RCMP have been doing or not doing? What's your stance on all of that?
Well, I would like to go in for another whole round of polygraph exams. I mean, that would be, and maybe bring some new people in that are doing the polygraph exams. But I know they're hard at work. I've filled notebooks with just trying to help them find leads or give them any kind of small detail, answer as many questions as I can, or but I'm doing everything I can. I usually try to meet with them 3 times a week, and sometimes they're not around for that, or phone calls or texts, but whatever we can do.
So I guess to bring it back to the cadaver dogs, since you've been
Mhm.
asking for it for so long, I guess, you don't have any information on how that will happen?
No, I don't. I don't even know where quite they're going to start searching or where they're going to do. Are they going to expand out onto the properties? The property there is fairly small. It's only 2 acres. So
Yeah. Will it be the whole 8.5 that they searched
Yeah,
previously?
I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot. That would be quite a few. That'd be a couple weeks probably on foot doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the documents, and
Wait a
you know
minute.
some of the other stuff RCMP has said or done, there's 70,000 drone
Is
photos
this the one that
that were taken during the search. That's a lot of photos. I mean, they had to review and do everything. So
Wait, is this the
they
one?
would have found some kind of something there. Or even when they brought in classified technology, they scanned the whole area. They ever found a beaver and a coyote. That's all they found.
Wait, this isn't it.
So why do you think this step is necessary?
Well, it just rules out one and brings the book a little bit closer to being closed. I mean, one chapter at a time.
How have you been doing?
Well, I'm not going to say I'm doing well, but
Oh,
doing
this
better
is
than
it.
I was at the start, I guess.
Tell me.
It's physically exhausting, mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting, but every day you wake up and it's a new day. New hope. And just keep going forward.
Tell me about the toll, like what you were just mentioning earlier about social media. And
Yeah, social media has been quite a circus, we'll call it. But I can't control them, and they're free to judge. But maybe just use a little bit of this before they
Oh, okay.
start typing or use an AI for pictures.
I mean, we're coming up on, is it coming up to 5 months?
Yeah, in the
CPS
second.
file.
So, yeah, it's less than 2 weeks.
Like, did you ever imagine that we'd be here still talking about this?
No. I thought with the amount of resources and amount of different units for RCMP working on it, everything from dive teams to canine units, and they have dedicated teams just for social media. They have a dedicated guy that just sits there and watches highway cameras. So
What's it been like for you now that we're back to September, school's back, and like seeing the school bus go by every day?
Yeah, no, it's hard. There's quite a few school buses that go by, and there's a lot of kids in the area I see, and it's sad. It's not just sad for Jack and Lilly, but it's sad for everybody who knew Jack and Lilly. They had friends, they went to school, and it's just they had teachers that seen them every day, and it's just hard on everybody.
I know we ask you this every single time, but why do you keep doing it?
For Jack and Lilly. I don't do this for myself because I'm going to see this online later, and people are going to analyze it. Every time I move my hands, every time I open my mouth, every facial expression, they analyze everything right down to a T. I know that.
What would you like the public to know?
I want the public to know if anyone has any information, just please come forward. Call the RCMP, call your local police department, call Crime Stoppers.
Do you still think they're still alive?
Yes, I hope so. I mean, that's all we have is hope.
I played the wrong one, but I have the right one up. The CPS file is not lost. Nova debunked that. Oh, okay. I'll have to get with Nova and talk to her. I didn't know that. Yes, 41 days of school. 41 days of school. And also wouldn't Meadow have needed a diaper change? Yeah, there's a lot of questions, right? Everybody has a lot of questions. It just doesn't add up. Give me 1 second. I am going to go to the actual one let me remove this real quick. Put this here and give me just a second. Let me go to my history. That's what I was doing. Hope everybody's having a good night. Thank you all for being here. We're going to play the right one now that somebody was asking. That was the one prior to the cadaver dog searching. And this is the one, I think, with him, right? When he talks about them being in this. Hold on. All right. 1 second. Well, this wants to load. There we go. Don't play without me.
Cooperate with police. That included when cadaver dogs recently came to his property.
I come home and the dogs were already, on scene. And they were there for about an hour before I got there. I didn't know the exact day when the arrival was going to happen. So it was even a surprise to me, but at the end of the day, everything's ruled out there, and I hope this speculation, turns elsewhere. 2 dogs trained to detect human remains were brought in from British Columbia the week of September 22nd. They spent about 3 days searching a total of 40 kilometers for evidence of the 2 missing children.
They didn't locate any human remains or anything associated to this file or any open files.
Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon is the officer in charge of major crime and behavioral sciences in Nova Scotia. He says the dogs scoured the Landsdowne property where the siblings lived. They also sniffed the woods where a pink blanket was previously found and a nearby pipeline and intersecting trails. He wouldn't confirm whether people were questioned during the latest search, but Martel tells CBC one of the RCMP dog handlers had tough questions for him about the day before the children disappeared.
He said that Thursday didn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids Thursday night. And I said to him that Thursday was just an ordinary day until I woke up on Friday morning. And that's when life changed.
Martel says the cadaver dogs searched inside his trailer and police even looked under his deck. McCammon says his team is prepared to keep working on this case until it's solved.
This is not something that we stop working on. We've got 2 young children, Lilly and Jack, who've gone missing from their home. And it is a Missing Persons Act investigation still at this time. But we need to find answers to that. There's a lot of legitimate public concerns about how 2 children go missing and we can't find them. So we're going to continue until we have answers.
Okay, you guys. 1 second. There we go. Hi, Mom. I know you're watching. So what answers, what answers? Oh my gosh, Joyous. What on earth? Don't do that. I know I've said this many times, but we all want answers, is to find Jack and Lilly. We all have opinions, but we all want them found. Thank you so much. We do. We all have opinions, but we all want them found. And everybody's allowed opinions. Everybody just wants answers. Absolutely. We all do. That's why we keep talking and trying to figure it out, because we can't wrap our heads around how 2 children just go missing. How they say nobody actually seen them leave. Or we have one person that heard them right outside playing that morning, but everybody was dozing. Nobody can comprehend that, because we all know where our kids are, right? And yes, children do go missing. Just yesterday, there was a 7-year-old boy that went missing. He was found right away. So usually when there's, and I'm not saying there is in this case, but usually when there's no foul play or the parents are involved or somebody else isn't involved, usually children are found right away. It's just, no, I understand getting lost in those woods, but there would be something, right? There would be something. There, even if they walked on the street, there would be, you would see their footprints. You would think that the dogs would get a scent, especially a bloodhound. Bloodhounds are one of the best dogs to, and then they had the cadaver dogs come out, but yeah, it was 5 months later. But, and they use German Shepherds for them, which that's all they do is sniff out things. So, it's sad. But thank you, Miss Joyous. You make me want to cry. You make me want to cry when you do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, you guys. Yes, I do. I want to come up there and visit you guys. I do. I do. So check this out. If you guys have the means to go search, I have the website up here on the screen. If you want to go help search for Jack and Lilly, contact Please Bring Me Home. Even if you don't want to work with Please Bring Me Home, and you just want to go out and search, just make sure you follow the rules. Don't go on people's property and stuff, and make sure you always bring somebody with you, wear the right attire, and just be safe all around is the best thing to do. So I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and I got to go put the chickens up, or I will have one less chicken when I go in there to check on them. I could see Malaya being very afraid and being threatened by these dangerous people. Truthful. Yes, I agree, Ariel. The truth will eventually come out. It definitely will. And I do understand that it takes a long time to build a case. It really does. It takes a long time to build a case. Even if they have a feeling that someone in particular did something, they still have to have concrete proof. They do, or it won't hold up in court. And everything that they've done up until now, it'll just be dropped because they don't have enough proof, right? They don't have enough evidence. Anyone can sign themselves in a hospital for many reasons. Oh, you guys must be talking about you are incredibly, oh, yes, she is. She's like, spoils me. Let's see. You'd be surprised the crime and shenanigans that are happening in different communities here in Nova Scotia, Daphne. It's wild. Human trafficking. It needs to stop. And then did you hear what Mariska said? She says they're doing organ harvesting is going crazy, like in New Mexico and Arizona too. It's just bad all around. Like, what is happening? It's so sad. It's horrible. Look, we have Malaya, Janie, because they have held account. Yeah, they're the 3 adults on the property. They do, absolutely. They do feel like all of our children, grandchildren, absolutely. It's just devastating. It really is. I don't know much about this case, but what is M's financial situation at the moment? Well, thank you for being here, Luck. We heard that they were having financial difficulties at the time that Jack and Lilly went missing. So that may be something that could have been in play that caused their disappearance. I know they checked all their financial records and stuff and bank records. We've heard that something with their taxes. I don't want to get into it too much, but also maybe had taken out, like with the pandemic, like did a loan through that or something, if that makes sense, and owes money to the IRS. So I don't think it's very good. Okay. Panic attack. Yeah. From Janie. They will be a lot of people signing themselves in the, yeah, no, Lori, I agree with you. I agree 100% with you. I know. It's just sad. I wish all the family could just get along and work together. Yeah, Mariska, I think you're correct. I think it is. He helps them search the first day or two, and then he left and went to Ontario. I think, I honestly think it's Justin Smith. I'm pretty sure because he did help search. And the first couple days, he did help search, and then he left. But maybe he went to Ontario. I'm not real sure where he went, but if you think it's Ontario, then it probably is. I know he did leave, though. He's not in the area anymore. He's the one that separated from his wife, or maybe he went back to her or something. Not too much is said about him either, right? Both Justins, like not too much is said. Or his friend, one of whose girlfriend busted him talking to him. Yes. That's strange, right? I thought that was Justin, the brother that was there on the couch. Yeah. In the beginning, we all thought he was there. Mm-hmm. Yes, I heard Justin, the brother, was. Yeah, even I think Belinda said even Malaya had said like they live in the RV. A very good amount of people in this room. No, everybody is allowed their own thoughts and opinions and feelings. I want to hear everybody's, seriously. You know, we're all allowed to disagree with one another. Like I said, it's good. Everybody has different thoughts. That's how we're able to work out what actually maybe happened here. It's good to see different perspectives. Sky Wong, Wong's friend, yeah. Heard the car the night he was sleeping in the campground. Thank you, Miss Anise. Okay, so was it you, Miss Anise, that had the... Were you the one with the dog, the search dog? Or, because I think that's what Shan said. Were you the one that brought your search dog out? Thank you so much for your super sticker, dear. Bye, Leslie. Have a good day, hon. I remember reading in the beginning about someone also living there on the couch too in the baby. All right, you guys are going to make me go back and look through all my stuff and see if I can find that. I think it was Justin, the brother, staying on the couch is what we heard. But Justin Smith was the neighbor down the road who was living at the Lorda campground because him and his wife were separated because of that reason. I think there has been so many dang things said that it's super hard to remember everything. Yes, and so many different stories for the same thing, right? That's why we're all confused. Never say never. If you knew your kids ain't coming back, you got to make it look good for it. Yeah. Bye, Leslie. Have a good day. Karen, not I want to find my children, but I want my children found. In other words, yeah. Yeah, it was a weird statement. I was too far behind in the room. Malaya strikes me as the manipulative type, like her timing in charging him and getting her status and going to the psych ward or always escape justice and sense. It could be. I mean, everybody, I have thoughts too, like maybe it's the other way around too, right? Just like you said, maybe it's completely opposite. Joyous. Oh, okay. You guys are talking to each other. I think I'm really behind in chat, you guys. In my opinion, maybe the kids did walk out while they were allegedly dozing off and on, and someone came by and done something to them. And mom and stepdad don't really know what happened. Yeah, I thought maybe like a lot of trucks go through there, right? A lot of 18-wheelers. And I'm not saying but a lot of 18-wheelers like go to different provinces and stuff or in the states, different states. Maybe passing through and they were walking on the road and somebody picked them up. I mean, if it was a good person that picked them up, they would have dropped them back off at home. But if you got somebody that wasn't so good, I mean, they also could have been at the right place at the right time when, we were just talking about human trafficking. I mean, right place, right time, and just someone passing by. And I mean, anything's possible, right? I mean, there's just no evidence of it, unfortunately. This is where he says the car in the area is obviously something that happened in the area the morning the children went missing. Do you know how I'd react? I'm a loving mother and I would move heaven. Oh, yes. I am with you, Lucy. I would be a mad person, like a mad woman. Okay, you guys are talking to yourself. Like one of the creators mentioned, it's fine. She doesn't speak up in fear of compromising the case. But if her kids are alive by chance, then her voice is comforting to hear. I think that's perfectly said. That is well said. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Why not just say that from the beginning, it would have changed the entire investigation approach. True. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to read a few more comments. And then, like I said, I got to go put the birdies up. I got to lock them up. Unfortunately, I can't lock them up before I go live because I have to chase them all around the yard and it's no fun. So he does. Yeah, he does, Karen. Absolutely. He absolutely does. There has to be something with that wood stove. I agree. I absolutely agree. There's something going on, right? Yes, I know they can just, the RCMP can just say stuff to kind of like get under your skin. But why the wood stove, right? Why say the wood stove? I don't know. And it takes almost a year for forensics. Yes, it does. It takes a long time. I don't know why. They still haven't got the forensic results for some of the stuff in Nancy's case either. The RCMP emblem is the buffalo. That's why Canadians call them buffalo cap. I like that. She's a bit of a weirdo in that sense. Like, I would want to do anything possible. I agree. I think everybody would try to do everything possible to find their children, right? Or to help in the investigation. Now, at this point, would you be out there looking for the remains? I don't know if I could do that, right? But I don't know. I don't ever want to be in that position to ever have to do that. God forbid. Like, thinking of it makes me sick to my stomach. But I don't think you would want to. That would be so tragic to like go out there and search and find your children's remains. That would be so tragic. But then on the other hand, if both my children were gone, like, who even cares, right? Like, I don't even care anymore, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Yeah. No, you're right, Martin. They do. Poor guy is so he is so very careful with his words. Means they're gathering doesn't mean they don't have. Exactly. I feel sorry for the kids and going through all this. I just wish they'd figure it out. I wish they would too. I wish we could hit a fast forward button and get to the end, right? And find out what's actually going to happen. If they know where they're at, if there's going to be answers. Right now, the court sessions will be pretty low key as the trial itself hasn't started. Maybe they have blood on the blanket and they want to see who they can eliminate. Yeah, that's very good. That blanket, I think, holds a lot of answers. The pink one, the pink blanket holds a lot of answers, you guys. I wondered if the blood was to compare it to the mystery bath mat. I think Belinda said something about the bath mat last time. I could be wrong, but that bath mat really gave me strange, like, it made me like, I don't know, there's something about it, right? And it's not just because the one lady came out and said there was blood on it, because that was never verified. It did look like it could be blood on there, but it's a photo, so it could be anything, right? But that bath mat was kind of very odd. They may have found blood on some object. They need to see if it's his. Yeah. Look at other cases. It's only the guilty ones that can shut up and carry on talking in social media, because on a PR campaign, I can't imagine I would be talking. Yeah. Well, I remember Jaden Spicer's mom, right? And I'm not saying she's the same as Malaya in any means, right? It's completely, well, she didn't even speak to the media at all. Nothing, right? Nothing at all. She wrote a letter, and the letter was written like so poorly. It's like she had one of her other children, which were like younger, right? Like 6 or 7, write a letter so the media could read it. And she just wrote, we all love Jaden. We all want him home. We want him found safe. And come to find out, she was the one who unalived him with medication and put him in a, I hate even talking about this shit, put him in a plastic tote and buried him in a shallow grave close to where his late grandmother, who was actually taking care of him, who had just passed away a couple months ago. And CPS sent him back to live with the mother who had prior abuse charges. Like, well, like that needs to stop. That needs to stop. It's just, that makes no sense. Yeah. Oh, of course. Like, yeah, like touch DNA. Absolutely. Skin cells. They need his DNA for the blanket. They already have Malaya, so any DNA found doesn't belong to them or the kids would be suspect. Absolutely. I just want to say, fear will make a person hide. It's almost 5 years and no one knows where I live, my address, mail, or somewhere else. My family does not even know my address. No, you are absolutely correct. I agree with you. I agree with you. When you fear for your life, you will hide. You will. You'll do everything. So whomever who is making you fearful will not find you. I agree with that. And I'm sorry you're going through that. And that says, again, I want to remind people that the RCMP can do, no, absolutely, a past polygraph, not necessarily a mess polygraph. Yeah. Yeah, those forts that were upgraded with recent fallen branches. Oh, yeah, I know, right? They turned brown within a week. I know. That's something else, right? Father, were the victims of the Gonzalo, Idaho ones. Oh, goodness. All right, you guys. I mean, not necessarily a past polygraph. Someone says, hi, Fern. I remember Jeannie talking about Malaya having a panic attack and being taken to the hospital. When did that happen? I wonder if Daniel's blood may have been mere samples. Yeah, that's interesting. The first time, right? Yeah, she said the only time that she got to watch their toddler, right? I'm just going to say toddler, is when Malaya had a panic attack. It seemed like it, I mean, well, when they moved there, Meadow wasn't born yet, right? I keep trying not to say her name and it keeps coming out. So it had to have been within the past year that I'm probably within the year, right? Maybe like late 2024, early 2025, maybe. And blood can compare samples. Maybe they were doing Mr. Big type thing with someone. They absolutely could be. They absolutely could be doing that. The police can tell anyone that they passed a polygraph regardless of failed or passed. Well, I was just saying, because like I have the actual documents they're from the courts. Like a judge had to sign off on them. Like a bunch of us have the documents, but a judge has to sign off. So those are truthful, right? I mean, they're not going to make up a fake judge's signature and stuff to give us fake stuff, but I mean, I guess they could put in pass there, but now they've had new polygraphs since those were released, so we don't know about those answers, you know. He's well-spoken. That's why they have a communication officer, unlike Nancy's case, which is a mess. Oh my God, that case is such a mess, isn't it? That officer, he screwed everything up. They're trying to get rid of him. They got to get 122,000 signatures, I think, to get him out. I don't think Janie ever said when that happened, just that it did. Yeah. Yeah, it has to be like, because how old was she? Was what, 16 months when Jack and Lilly disappeared? And I know she wasn't born yet, right? When she moved into Daniels, and it had to have been after she was born. So it has to be sometime in 2024 or early 2025, in my opinion. Has to be somewhere around there. But yeah, she didn't say. I wondered whether there was any connection with the young man found dead at Eden Lake and how Jack and Lilly disappeared. Maybe he saw something. Oh, I never thought about that, Karen Jones. That's interesting you say that, because it was right around the corner, right? Give me 1 second. Let me do this real quick. Let's see. I like to keep their picture up here while I'm reading these. Annette, I thought, yeah, that's interesting that you say that, Karen. Now you're going to have me digging into that. In my opinion, he's not saying anything. He's not saying no abduction. He's just not saying yes. He's not saying no to criminal. He's just not saying, yeah, he's just like, not telling you anything, you guys. But the one thing, yeah, he's definitely choosing his words carefully. The one thing with the car that night, though, it seemed like he changed his tune around with that. Do you guys think that? Oh, yeah, Corbin, I do too. I think we all are kind of on that same page. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to read a couple more, you guys, and then I got to get off here. Black vehicle, Daniel and Justin turned up at Patty's to brag about the polygraph. So the black vehicle, Daniel and Justin turned up at Patty's to brag. That's interesting you say that because, yeah, I remember Daniel saying that he went to Patty's to brag about the polygraph. He passed the polygraph to Malaya, and Cindy was pissed about that because that's when he started stalking her, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't believe they made it back home from the Dollarama. You know, some people are like that as well, right? Would they have to pass Eden Lake on the way home from the Dollarama or Dollarama? Do you guys know that? Does anybody know if they would have to pass Eden Lake on the way home from the Dollarama? Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely. Everyone is guilty until proven innocent. Yeah. Hi, Jacqueline. I truly believe they know what happened. They're just being very careful and building the case they need. I can agree with you. Yes. That shows me he is a fool. How expensive it is to call for an Amber Alert. Huge is take nothing who showed up for the search the following day and he didn't seal off the house trailer. Yeah, it should have all been sealed off. I agree. According to Anita, she said that they took a boot and made a print and that the blanket was threw up in a tree. So, well, I kind of agree with that. I really do agree with that, actually. I do. They did a Mr. Big operation here in Calgary in 2019 for the Jasmine Lovett. I heard about that, yes, and her daughter, Elia Sanderson case. Yeah, I heard about that case. Yeah, this company, he is absolutely. I did, Robin. I did see it. Yeah. Yeah, she's so sweet. She's so sweet. Yeah. Did she leave? Where is she at? Yeah, she's so sweet. Every province has their own protocols in province. Yeah, I bet they do. Yeah. That's like our states down here. We all have our different laws and stuff. They befriended him in a pub and he still spilled the beans. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. If they didn't do an Amber Alert, then they were confident it was an Amber Alert. They know what happened. I have no doubt that they know what happened, you guys. I do. Yeah, I know. She's so sweet. Yeah, I'm about to step out to have dinner and I gotta put the chickens up. Yeah, thank you, Miss Joyous. Yeah. This dude has more than a hypothesis. Reminds me of the Nicola Bully case. Dodgy. Yeah. Still in the woods still. Well, he's saying that he doesn't think they're really in the woods. Now, does that mean that he doesn't believe that they walked in the woods? You know what I mean? He's confirming it did take place. He absolutely did. Mm-hmm. Hi, Budette. Good to see you, dear. Good to see you. Mountain Mist. I truly believe RCMP now have knowledge of what happened the first day of alleged disappearance. I don't believe they did. I think they were very misled. Yeah. I agree. If he's got those hypotheses too many, but he can rule out abduction from day one. Yeah, I agree. So where's the car? If Dee took the kids in the car or any evidence in the car, they would need to go through it with the fine. Yeah, and that's a question, right? Where is that black car? Like I said, I heard that it was burnt or something. Like, oh, I've seen a photo of a burnt car, but I don't know if it's that one in particular. It was revised before release. Yeah. If they still aren't in the woods, then they were originally in the woods for a period of time, folks. He is telling us they were moved. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine. Do you think that they would move them? Like, that's so, ugh. Maybe while the search was going on? I don't know. Speculation, of course, right? Something that happened in the area that morning, and they are investigating more people. Can that be, is a bigger group suspected, in my opinion? Could be. I remember one thing Daniel said. He said, this is bigger than 2 missing children. And I'm like, what the hell? How can it be bigger than two missing children, right? That always stuck in my mind. Do you guys remember that? They might be, yeah. Yeah, I agree. They might be in the woods. All the search team, helicopters, drones, cadavers. Didn't miss the kids. Who is he kidding? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. All right, you guys. I have got to get off here and go put my birdies up. I really do appreciate all of you joining in today. There's like over 400 people in both chats today, and I really do love hearing all of your comments, all of your theories, just everything. Like, it's good that we can all talk and have a civil conversation and throw out stuff, right? And then that's what it's about. That's what it's about. In my opinion, Daphne, it wasn't said they done bags of laundry. In my opinion, did they put those bags of laundry when they brought them into the house and they got back? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, 6 bags of laundry because it was 6 weeks worth. That's crazy to me. 6 weeks worth of laundry. That's a lot of laundry, you guys. That is a question I have. What happened to Malaya's car on day 1? Was she allowed to take it? Yeah, they actually had it towed. So they had it towed back because it was, see, the last I heard, Daniel had driven it down to check the culvers and stuff like that, right? When there was water up to his waist. And then he said he drove it and parked it by the little marsh area because the RCMP were already there. And at that point in time, he said that he was told not to go into the woods. And he wasn't allowed back in the woods for like an hour and a half after that, is from my understanding. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's my understanding, is from what he said. Now, the Malaya's vehicle now, I believe, was driven down to the staging area because they were doing a not a press conference, but I guess a press conference, right? Like an update. And that was on Saturday. And when she left, remember, she left with her mom because she got into the ambulance. And after that, she left with her mom, and the car was towed back to, I guess, her mom's house, right? If she left with her mom, the car had to been towed back to her mom's house. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you, my dear. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I do too. But I believe it ruled out and didn't issue because they have more info than we know. Yeah, they have way more info. We've only got like a fraction of it. I'm not sure, but Remalea did, and she passed. She didn't elaborate in the questions. Yeah, none of us really know what the questions are. Unfortunately, they're all blacked out still. They are all blacked out, you guys. It was later said that they left the bags of laundry at Patty's. Then Malaya said she was too tired to unpack the bags. Wade then said she didn't have any sheets or clothing. So what? She left all 6 bags of laundry? I thought that they left only a couple there. Like maybe they brought some home, because Daniel didn't Janie say that none of Malaya's clothes were there or something? They have so many freaking stories. It's so crazy, guys. Oh yeah. I will be the only one seeing handcuffs. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh yeah, you guys go on over to Justin's. He is getting ready to go live. Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Hi, Ginger's mom. We've been on here for almost 3 hours. Oh my gosh. 3 hours. Karen. Yeah, hi, Cindy. Good to see you. I appreciate all of you, and we got to do this again soon. Yeah, Chris Watts. Oh my God. Yeah, he wasn't too. He's sick. That guy's. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you again, Miss Joyous. You're awesome. Yeah, Blue Jay. I know. I only got 3 left. Old age, and then a fox got one last fall. So, but we do have coyotes, like a lot of them. So I got to go lock them up because it's dark outside now. But I love each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here with me. And sorry, I didn't mean, that's kind of loud. Thank you so very much for being here with me. And hopefully there will be answers shortly. March 30th, you guys, Daniel's court date. I will update you guys on that. If you want, we can do a whole segment on that and go over everything. Please bring me home. Their website is here if you guys want to sign up or even donate to them to help the searchers, or if you're in the area to go help search. I know they would be happy to have your help, right? So, wow, I was really behind in chat. I am sorry, you guys. I was really behind. Hi, Vibes. Good to see you. Good to see you. So thank you all so much. Yes. And yes, Robin, we all want justice for Jack and Lilly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Marie. Good to see you, my dear. Yes, it's sad. It's really sad. So, oh, Robin, thank you so much. You're awesome. What the heck? I am so far behind in chat. Jesus. Thank you, Miss Robin. You rock. I appreciate you. And I hope that you're doing well. Miss Robin had surgery a couple weeks ago. Sorry, I didn't mean to air her information. She had surgery a couple weeks ago. So hopefully she is doing better. Hopefully you're doing better. So, oh, geez, I'm loud. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate all of you for your super chats, and just being here and hanging out with me is a lot. Means a lot. So hikers. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for being here. 4 hours away from Nova Scotia. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So yeah, this case hits home, right? It hits close to home for a lot of us, you guys. So we just want Jack and Lilly home. Thank you, Gaspard. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Yeah, welcome to the fam. Welcome to the fam. All right. Daphne, have you watched the case of Carissa Boudreau? Yes, I have heard about it. And Penny Boudreau, right? Didn't they let her out? It's another crazy lady, right? I definitely have, Marie. I definitely have. Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you. Daphne, please check out Missing Persons Canada MPH. It has the first interviews of Danny. Okay, yeah. Here, let me write that down so I remember. Hold on a second. And then I definitely got to get it. Missing Persons MPH. Okay, missing. I got to write everything down or I'll forget anymore. Anyways, my brain won't hold much. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Oh, what do we do when we find out? I know, right? Oh, there's enough craziness going on. I'm sure there's, yeah. All right, you guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. Justice for Jack and Lilly. Again, there's Please Bring Me Home on the screen. And if you want to reach out and help search or just donate for food or anything like that. Hi, Women's Warrior. Good to see you. So, all right. Peace and love to everybody. Thank you so much again for your super chats, your super stickers, for becoming a member, just for being here, just for being you. I appreciate all of you. Squid. Thank you, Squiddy. I'm glad you drove safe, dear. Yes, chickens. There you go. All right. Peace and love, guys. Justice for Jack and Lilly. Have a wonderful night. And I know Justin is about to go live. If you all want to rush in there and be like, Daphne sent me. All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out with me. Good night.